Way to start the day. Spilling these everywhere. Okay. So next one. I'm just gonna go straight. I'm gonna bounce around. I'm not gonna go by number. I'm just gonna go by what I see. I see some threes. Okay. All right there. Let's see, anything else? Two fours. Okay. Plenty of fours. Okay. Let's go. Okay, that's the barrier. Any higher up, it's not open. You start randomly pulling any pulls that I see. So I can do this as fast as I can. Let's see how fast I can get this script done. Because I have been practicing diamond painting to pick up my speed. Because I know I've been going slow. But I mean, it's all been relaxing anyways. I've always been one for puzzles and coloring and drawing just to relax and enjoy the moment. But I also like the end results, and the faster I can get the end result, the better. So that I can just admire and be like, yeah, I did that. I did that. Because I have a lot of puzzles that I've already put together, and I've glued them, I taped the back of them, and then I glued them on top to preserve the puzzle pieces. But when I first started doing it, I kind of like messed up one of them, and it was a pretty one. parts of the tiger faces would glow in the dark. They're glow in the dark, and I kind of glued it to a piece of cardboard, and it wasn't lined up right when I glued it down because I was gluing it piece by piece. And let's just say some of the puzzle pieces didn't actually touch, and yeah, not my best. But that was when I first started doing puzzles, like when I was barely a teenager. Whenever my parents would buy me a puzzle, and I wasn't playing video games or just drawing in my room. So I think maybe I was like 12 or 13 when I did that puzzle. But I mean, I've done better puzzles, once I got older and actually started working. So when I started my first job when I was 18, but right before I even graduated, when I started saving money, I would actually go and start buying puzzles myself, and I would buy my puzzles at Walmart. And in the puzzle section, they had puzzle glue, so I was like, you know what, let me just give this a try. And that's when I started taping the backs of my puzzles and using the puzzle glue to preserve the top part. But my older puzzles didn't really have that chance, so they're kind of, they're not really glued on top because I didn't want to waste my glue on them. So I just kept it for the other puzzles that were completed afterwards. But I actually have 1,000-piece puzzle sets that are so pretty, so pretty. The back of them are taped with tape, and the top is glued. And I would, in between work and school, the ones that are glued is the ones after I graduated from school. So those are the ones that, sometimes my husband would buy me. He was my boyfriend at the time, and he would let me buy a puzzle. And then once we got married, a year after I graduated, because he's a whole year older than me, so he graduated a year before me, and he would let me buy a puzzle here and there, and he would get me puzzles for my birthday and for our anniversary and stuff like that. And whenever I wasn't working and he was working, because we had opposite shifts, so he would work during the day and I would work at night. So like during the day when I was bored, I would always do puzzles, and this was before we had kids. So I always had the time to do puzzles, and I had like a whole section of the floor in our room dedicated to just where I was building my puzzle at. And I had it on, I always made sure the floor was swept, and I had it on like this. It wasn't necessarily one big piece of cardboard. It was like a poster board that I had him sitting on, and whenever I would be done for the day, I would slide it under our bed. And our bed was a futon, so I mean, it wasn't very much of an under the bed type thing, so I would just carefully slide it underneath our futon. And then when I was done, I would take the back in sections, put it back together like a big puzzle piece, and then once I had it all taped up in the back, I would put the glue seal on top, and then I would save it and leave it like towards the head of the futon. So I had my pile of puzzles at the head of the futon underneath it, and then my unfinished ones were at the foot of the futon, close to my workspace. That was back when I had like a lot of workspace. in our room. And that was before we had our son. Once we had our son, it was kind of hard to have floor space because we were living with his mom. So I mean, it's not like he had he had a room of his own at some point, but he never really slept in it. So that kind of, diminished the room in our room, so to speak. I mean, I'll probably do a video showing you the puzzles that I've had done. I haven't done a puzzle in a while because of the kids. Because I have 2 kids right now. One is 5.5, and then the other one is 2.5. And I mean, I'm not working, but my 2-year-old stays home with me because I can't afford daycare. Daycare's too expensive. But my son, he's in school. He's been in school for a couple years now, with the VPK and IPKs and stuff like that. But yeah, so I never really have time because anytime I bring out anything concerning any of my hobbies, my kids are swarming and like grabbing and touching and losing pieces, and it's not something I like because then I won't have a complete puzzle piece. So I always try to bring them out like whenever they're asleep. So like right now it's like 6 in the morning and the kids are asleep in their room. I missed them before. And so that's what I do. So anytime I record any one of these videos, it's like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, before they even wake up. Because like my kids are like clockwork. They wake up between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, depending on how tired they are. So that's my time frame to clean everything up. So that way they're not walking in on me and running to the table to grab all my stuff. Yeah, so the only thing that I'll do in front of my kids is crochet, because I do crochet. So, I mean, because they like to mess with the yarn and look at the yarn and stuff, but that doesn't really bother me. It's just when it comes to little pieces, like these diamond pieces. Well, my kids, they'll watch me do the diamond art, and they like to scratch their fingers on the diamonds to get that noise going. But other than that, I mean, my 5-year-old, he won't really touch it. He will sometimes. It's my 2-year-old that likes to grab things when she thinks I'm not looking at her. So that's the one that I gotta be careful with. So I always gotta make sure I have her in my like peripherals, because she likes to grab my little baggies and she tries to open them and dump them all out. And yeah, no. She likes to make messes. Okay, so this one is number 6. 6, yeah, but I plan on restarting my puzzles again. So like one thing at a time, because I did order some diamond arts from Temu. I know not a lot of people like Temu for their specific reasons, but I mean, I find things on Temu that I really can't find anywhere else. So, I mean, and not only that, I can buy in bulk and use Afterpay to make payments on them. So, that's why I would rather buy off of Temu, even though some people say it's like unethical, you're spending money, and the people that they're selling this from don't make a lot of money, workshops and things like that. I mean, if you think about it, not everybody gets paid what they're worth. So, I mean, it's kind of a moot point. I get where they're coming from. I get it. I really do. I get it. But, it's just, I mean, people gotta do what they gotta do. And I know big corporations and people like that get the best benefits and stuff like that, but I mean, that's how it is everywhere. And I'm not gonna get into all that stuff, but I do buy some stuff off of Temu, and then some stuff off of Amazon, and some stuff off of like diamond art companies. Like this one I got from Diamond Art Painting.us or something like that. It says Diamond Shop or something like that. I can't remember exactly because I bought this a while back. Because I bought this one a while back, so I can't exactly remember. Because it said at the very top it says Diamond Art Painting, and then it has that registered trademark on it. But the website says like Diamond Art Painting.us on it. In that style. So yeah, but I had bought these and they actually just came in the other day. It's 4 different diamond arts, and to be honest, they're Disney. They're Disney related, and that's the only place that I can actually find them that isn't like outrageously expensive. And they looked good based on the picture, so I'm gonna do, once I'm done with this one, I'm gonna do a reveal, like opening, because I haven't even opened them yet. So I'm gonna do like an unboxing, well, unbagging, because it came in a bag. So I'll do an unbagging showing those, and then I'll open one up and check out the quality and see how that goes, and give it my honest opinion and read it, because I want to see if it's actually worth getting them off of Temu for the quality, or like I'm probably gonna see if I can find anything that's mildly, and like compare the two, see which one looks better, which one, if it's worth spending more money on a Disney themed one somewhere else than on Temu, just to compare them. So I haven't even found anything yet, but I plan on looking to see where I can find a diamond art that's like Disney themed. Because I am curious. That's the main reason why I bought them from Temu, because I'm curious to see what the outcomes look like after you put it all together, and to see if it's actually worth they're not expensive anyways. I think I spent like, with all the deals and the coupons I have and stuff like that, I spent like $5 per poster. So, and I bought 4, one of each of that specific one, and so $20. I spent $20 on those. So that's not too bad, because this poster, when I bought it, it was like $15 just for one. So that's what I want to do. I just want to compare the qualities and the prices and how they and the finished product. So, I think there's only one B in here. Right there. And the receipts. Oops. just like a purplish color. Oops. Really have that one. I'm gonna have to really stick this. Re-stickify it. I don't know what you would call it. Get more putty. Sticky putty. I don't know. Is that what that is? Is that what that's called? Because I have no idea what that pink stuff is called. To be honest, I'm not. And I do not know the lingo or the terminology. So forgive me for my lack of knowledge. I just do this because it's relaxing and I like looking at the end results. That's just me. But I did miss a beat. There's a couple of and I like this like pearlescent green jade. I don't know. It's more like pearlescent pearl. Because it has that shine, whichever word you want to use. And it's more like sheen because it's like specific. It doesn't just shine. It has that like specific layer to it. It's like a shimmer. Not quite glittery, but it's eye-catching and pops. What is that? Oh, that's a 7. Okay. I'll go back to it here. I think I missed the 6 too. So let's see. Where's the 6 at? There's the 6 right there. And the 7. Is it there? Okay. And then we need G. And then we can do the 8s because the 8s is right there next to the G's. And if you missed another 6. And sometimes it's so early in the morning. I'm still adjusting. I mean, my husband, I get up at like 4:30 in the morning. Not even 4:30, it's like 4:15. So that way I can use the restroom, do what I gotta do, and then I come out here, and then I get his shoes and dust them off outside because sometimes he has like dry dirt and mud at the bottom of his shoes, and then I shake them out just in case there's any spiders lingering in there and stuff like that, because he doesn't want to have his work boots in the house because he doesn't want that odor from his shoes. So he likes to air them out overnight. So, and then critters and spiders, they tend to like to crawl into shoes when they're left outside. So I bang them off, shake them out, just to make sure there ain't nothing in there so he doesn't get bit when he puts his foot in the shoes. And then I get his water cup ready and his lunch heated up and packed to his lunch bag and make sure he has his keys and stuff like that. So that way he has one less thing to worry about in the morning. Because I'm not doing nothing, and I don't mind it. I always like to make sure he didn't forget anything, and if I do forget something, I let him know, hey, I just realized such and such I forgot to put in your bag, and it's here at the house. I'm looking at it right now, and things like that. But other than that, I try not to forget anything. Like, especially if he brings his coasters and his hat, his work hat inside the house, I try to make sure once I get his lunch ready, I put his hat on top of his lunch bag with his coasters, so that way it's right there and he doesn't forget to take them with him, because sometimes he will, because he's such in a hurry to get out of the door in the morning to beat the traffic, that early morning traffic. So, like, he's not thinking about anything. He just grabs everything right off the counter where I leave it and he goes. And I always make sure his truck keys are right there, so that way he can just grab and go. Grab it. And I'm not working. Even if I was working, I'd still do it, because I just want to make sure he's not stressing over anything. That's just me. I don't want him to have to worry about minuscule things. So, his lunch is whatever we ate for dinner last night. So I just put it in a Tupperware container and reheat it. And then make sure he has the utensils he needs. He has napkins, and then his bags of chips. And he's good to go. And then make sure his cup of water has enough ice in it, so that way if he does finish his water early, he can just pour a water bottle in there, like a bottle of water from the store, and then he'll have cold water. But because he does buy packs of water and he keeps them in his work truck. Is that a J? Yeah. Yes, I don't really do nothing during the day except for take care of my kid. I've been potty training her. I get my son ready for school, and he gets picked up by the bus, and then from there it's just me and my daughter here at the house. And of course, I sweep and mop, and then I dust whenever it needs to be dust. I walk the dog, clean up her cage, make sure she's fed, has water. Check on my hamster, make sure he still has food and water, and my fish, make sure they get fed and their water is clean, there's no algae growth on the edges of the tank. And I take out the snails, because those snails are a menace and they multiply like crazy, and like crazy. They're like a nuisance type of marine animal, so I always take them out whenever I see them and I get the chance, because at one point that fish tank had so many snails I couldn't tell the snails from the fish. So I've been trying to get rid of them as best as I can, because I didn't want them suffocating my fish. But it's not as bad as it used to. I still see some here and there, but they're not as bad. Let's see. And, I mean, my daughter is mostly potty trained now. It's just the number 2 I'm having difficulties with, which I've heard that's always the most challenging part is getting them to use the number 2 in the potty. But I mean, other than that, she lets me know she has to go pee. And she lets me, and then she'll go pee. And now I just gotta get her to go number 2. But other than that, I'm trying to teach her shapes. Cause she talks not as much as an average 2.5-year-old, almost 3-year-old. But I mean, she's getting there with help, with like early intervention help and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm slowly trying to work her knowledge base more, so that way she can bring out her vocabulary better, because she still struggles with 3-word sentences and stuff like that. So I mean, I've been working with her with that, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm doing schoolwork, because I am going to school right now. And then sometimes I take a break, and I'll just take her and the dog outside, and we'll hang outside for a little while. But I mean, for the most part, just clean the house, teach my daughter, study, take care of my pets, and then my plants, because I do have a garden that I'm starting up again. So I'm watering them and making sure they're growing and they're not getting burned. And then, I cook when it comes time to get close, before my husband gets home. So I make sure dinner's done or almost done by the time he gets home. And when he gets home, it's like, nowadays it's like 5:30. So yeah, because he has to pick up a couple of co-workers on the way to work, and then he drops them off on the way back home from work, because they lost their ride. So yeah, so he's been getting home 2 hours later than he used to, because sometimes he'll be pulling up at lunchtime. I was like, what the heck? What are you doing at the house at 1 o'clock? He goes, oh, there was not much to do. I left it in the shop, so the guys can handle it. And I have someone locking up the shop. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, other than that, he's not really surprising me anymore until those guys can find another ride to work. But, yeah, besides this, there's nothing else that I'm really doing. So I figured, why not early morning, just relax my mind before the kids wake up and enjoy things before I have to get into my daily routine.